I am Ruth Manorama, the National Convenor for the National Federation of Dalit Women. But I was one of the founding members of the National Campaign for Dalit Human Rights. That is in 1998. When we formed together, the purpose of the campaign was really to see to that all the organizations in the country to lobby together, to advocate our cause, to really reduce or eliminate caste discrimination and caste atrocities. Because we have found that atrocities on Dalits are unnoticed. It never visibilized, because every time people, when they were affected by caste problem or discrimination or attacked villages after villages, when they go to the police station, it's like they'll say, okay, every village has this problem, what are you coming and recording the case? If you go to the police stations and it is the upper caste guys who are dealing with these cases, even if our people are there, means Dalit sub-inspectors or police there in the police station, they're very afraid in that village to even register. One after the other. Kambalapalli, when that occurred, the NCDHR, we all went to Kolar to do that. The entire police corps are from Dalit communities, but their hands were tied because of the dominant caste. So this is the situation. You take any atrocities all over the country, whether it's Bihar, it is Jharkhand, it is Uttarakhand, it is Karnataka, it is Tamil Nadu, you see the same pattern. It's a very organized crime. In fact, one of the public hearing that I've conducted in 1994, I've learned it's a very the caste atrocities are very organized crime. Therefore, you need an organized attempt, organized strategies to counter that. In fact, there is by law, by legislations, by law in the country, by law of the country, we are protected. There is a provision that the SCs should be given equal citizenship in the country, as well as give equal protection from any kind of attacks by the dominant caste people. But over the years, from independence, instead of caste atrocities coming down, it has escalated. That is one reason. The other reason is also the Dalit communities are getting organized better. They are also saying no to these nonsenses, saying no to atrocities. They want self-dignity. They want their self-identity. They want to walk in the streets. They want to drink coffee in the same cup in same tea in the same tea shops. Not only that, they want their children to be educated. They want to come up. They also want to live as any other citizens of India. That has been completely denied. The humanity for Dalits has been denied. That is why in 1998, after the research done on caste atrocities by Human Rights Watch, by Smrita Narula, and 40 organizations came together to do that research. The condition was that they don't take the research and publish, but that we all come together. The idea was given to Smrita Narula that she helped in facilitating one meeting with all the people who she had researched. That is how National Campaign was formed in Bangalore in 1997, I think. And that time, then we had formulated National Campaign for Dalit Human Rights. From then onwards, one of the things is to see how the laws are implemented in the country. Yeah. Then we have set up a NCDHR. Training has went on. We have trained thousands of Dalit activists and also other activists who are interested in caste discrimination to end violence against Dalit people. We have trained them in thousands. In fact, I was the chairperson for that. Henry Tiffin, who had done that. And NCDHR, Paul Divakar and Vincent, Vimal Thorat, all of us put together, Jyoti Raj, Raj, and Aloy, Father Aloy, Annie. A lot of people I remember, they all worked together to see to that we put a strong campaign is launched in the country. Only in 1998 we have launched, and in 1998, that is the year of Universal Declaration of Human Rights is 50 years then. And equally our country is also celebrating 50 years of independence. One group, went to see the president. Our president, also come from an, Dalit caste, Dalit community, and the name, you put the name, okay, no, it's not coming. And the name of, our president, and he met all of us and, saw what difficulties we are going through, what need to be done. After that, he had called for all the ministers, chief ministers of the country to come and review what is the status of ACST Atrocities Act in practice. The implementation of it, I remember very clearly. Immediately he called for a chief ministers meeting on that, and also the home ministers accompanied from all over India. At the same time, there was in Paris that I was attending a meeting. I was called as a human rights defender at that time. What I did, I made a petition. Kofi Annan was giving an inaugural address. That meeting was organized by Amnesty International. I went for that with the petition that is made by National Campaign for Dalit Human Rights, with a signature of all the people from India, and then took it, and Kofi Annan had only 1 hour meeting. 1 hour meeting he was going, and there is a heavy security, I remember. The first paper, I dashed in. I said, what may happen? They could have been even shot me, because a black woman entering with a sari and giving this petition. Then he received, and I said, sir, please, see this petition. We want, caste has to be abolished. Caste discrimination must be ended. We want cast out caste in our society. That meeting, I spoke how caste has been really an obstacle for 200 million people in this country, and also in the continent, the Indian continent, including South Asia. And then I would say the campaign, National Campaign for Dalit Human Rights, in fact, by me, started in Paris, giving straight away Kofi Annan the copy of that. And like when they did that, I've also collected the signature of all the human rights defenders. 300 human rights defenders have come all over the world. I got all the signatures, and I still have the copy. And I made a copy of that, and I think originals I had given to Paul or something. But, and we have done that. From all the human rights defenders in the world, we gave. Then, anyway, Human Rights Watch was launched, and then we thought that India is good. India is good to lobby and to work here and to see the effective, implementation. But that India, it says always, oh, we have enough of laws are implemented and things like that, blah, 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 go to the court, go to the police station. We know the law itself a great problem. Implementation is a great problem. Our people are so ignorant about this. Where is the power even in their hands to utilize this law? In every village, in India, still, the Dalits live in colonies. It's called colonies. What a shameful word. It's all called Harijan colonies, Dalit colonies, scheduled caste colonies. Not even by Dalit they'll call by subcaste names. Paraya community, Paraya colony, Palla colony, that is still going on even in 1997 and 98 when we launched the campaign. What happened then? We thought that, we must take up this matter at an international level, because it attracts, world's concern over this issue. We felt that as a group, we must take it. We must take that issue to the UN and talk. Around that time, the first effort has been done by the women who are doing a CEDAW work. CEDAW is Convention to Eliminate All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. Since I've been part of the women's movement and Dalit movement, my Dalit consciousness and gender consciousness, very strongly the caste, class and gender, the intersectionality which affects us. We face the triple alienation in society. I've written in my papers, Dalit women, the downtrodden among the downtrodden. These are the slogans. And this matter, even before 1998, and it has gone to the World Conference on Human Rights in Vienna. But that was the NFDW and Dalit activists, some of us, not all. In a very organized manner, we have started from 98 onwards. But that Vienna conference, first step. Then 1998, like while we were reporting about Dalits, in 1995 itself, sorry, I'll come back, 1995, the women from India went to Beijing conference. Among the 200, 300, I think 500 women from India went. 200 were jointly, facilitated by people. They went. And I've seen to that, at least, 60 or 70, 1/3 of that entire group, go as Dalit women. We had a first International Dalit Conference was held there. And we really asked the World Conference to give us solidarity, to highlight this discrimination. On violence against women even today, on an article on violence against women. But what I did was, we written a chapter which include domestic violence, women in armed conflict. The third big area is, caste violence. We wrote a paper, and it was circulated, and people at that time, even the CEDAW members came to New Delhi. The program was then organized by the National Alliance of Women. Since I had the National Alliance of Women as a president, I thought our issue to go into that. Not only that, even for lobby, I took Dalit women. Dalit women from Delhi, Dalit women from Bangalore, we went to there. And we spoke on that issue. You should see the CEDAW recommendation. The first was prepared by 1998. The first meeting, the first initial report, just close it. First initial report was taken up in 2000, in the year 2000. You look at, the recommendation on Dalit. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. While we reported on when we reported on violence, we did not, report only on domestic violence, gender violence. We also said how women of the Dalit communities face caste discrimination as well as gender discrimination, and they are poor, therefore, the poorest of the poor, what are the class issues they face. So that was the first in 1998 we prepared. 2000 was the year, the CEDAW committee. The CEDAW committee really have taken over and given recommendation. This was there. And in fact, at that time, the Dalit activists did not seriously show any interest, because they thought, what is CEDAW, why? And so, in a sense, in the first drafting of the CEDAW alternate report, the Dalit activists did not participate, but Dalit women activists participated. Yeah, when we say Dalit activist, I'm talking about everyone, including NCDHR was not very interested in that. Even though we have formed very well in the few years, 2000, but it's okay. The initiative was taken because it's caste discrimination and also discrimination against women. We were in the forefront to take that. Even though the work is organized and coordinated by the National Alliance of Women, since I had that organization, I felt that every other violences, not only gender, should come into the focus. In a sense, we have broken that history of reporting about gender discrimination. We talked about the armed conflict in Northeast. We had talked about discrimination of the Dalit women, separate chapters, the general recommendation. It was really wonderful. We have creatively articulated our problem. We don't have chapters, we don't have article, but we have introduced the article, and the CEDAW members have responded to that. And they've asked questions. So you see, Devadasi women, manual scavenging, caste discrimination. Not only that, caste discrimination in education, caste discrimination in health, caste discrimination, poverty ridden in employment. So many questions they've asked. Okay, that was 2000. Later, 2007, again, more intensively, We had a separate workshop for Dalit women all over the country, called them to Bangalore, oriented them, trained them, and I said, okay, this is how we should operate. That's a time Cynthia also came and joined with us. So Cynthia is also a journalist and writer. So I have asked her put everything together, all the suggestions that have been given. And we have written on Dalit women. Dalit women, a chapter, we call them, very special concerns. We have put in Dalit women. So again, there were recommendations. After the second conference, what we have done equally, we have lobbied with the government. Hey, Madam Chair, and she, Chair of the department, then it was a Ministry of Women and Child. I told her, and she is herself a Dalit. I told her, Madam, you are doing so many programs. Dalits in our country are almost 100 million women. You don't keep one program for them. I went and pestered her, and she had organized a meeting on Dalit women from the budget of the Ministry of Women and Child. Okay, she had organized. She had called many people. The NCDHR was present, and we were all there. And then there are, then they brought Government of India as a document. I think she is Krishna Kumari or Krish, I know the name. That then the Minister for Women and Child Ministry. That was the Minister for Child, Women and Child Development, and she had organized this meeting. And all the recommendation is there in the government. And at the same time, we also lobbied with the National Women's Commission. I said, you are a commission on women, why you are not taking the thing, formulate a separate group to look into the perspectives of the Dalit women. What are we saying? They've organized a meeting, we gave the document, I was the one who gave the document on the problems and the issues of the Dalit women around, I think, 2000 and all that. But there was a lot of discussion on the Dalit women on CEDAW with the National Commission for Women. They've invited me, they gave me an airfare to go and talk to them. Because they did not know what this is. There was a lot of recommendation. Like the government itself did not understand how is it so. But we have been trained. The National Alliance of Women and the Dalit women have been trained by an organization called ERA Asia Pacific, which is located in Kuala Lumpur. Then the director was Shanti Dhairyam, and she knows what is this issue. We have oriented the CEDAW committee. From the first time onwards, the CEDAW hall was echoed with Dalit discrimination on Dalit women. The press had covered, I was in the TV, I was in the mass media. And like this effort, I've started, all that during the time of Beijing conference itself. In fact, I made a statement of Dalit women in the UN in 1995 itself. Okay, this was going on. Then there was the third committee has come in. Third committee, while we were going to third committee, and the third decided to hold a conference in Durban. This is all purely about racism, racial discrimination. So the government of India said, yes, SC and ST also comes under racial discrimination. They are part of the group when they are doing. When they found that SC/ST also could be part of, could be considered as a racial discrimination, according to the statement of our country. I used that in my second report or the first report of CEDAW. Okay. Then we all went to CERD again. The entire NCDHR, we all went. In the CERD also, like how caste discriminations affect Dalit women. Then came the Durban conference. 200 Dalit women, Dalit people. I think more than 1/3 was women, because I was there. I was saying to that all women go for that meeting. Okay? The men always say, no, 1/3. I think almost 50%. We have mobilized funds. Then Martin was there. Martin was coordinator then for NCDHR. I forgot to mention Martin then also. Here Martin was the coordinator then. The Durban conference was coordinated at that time by Martin McQuan. Martin McQuan had a prize from the Robert Kennedy Institute, at that time for his work with Dalits and manual scavengers in Gujarat. Okay, he was the coordinator then. So 200 Dalit men and women are marching into Durban. In fact, Durban would have been the right place. Our issue could have been, entered into racial discrimination. Again, Indian government has seen to that we are removed, that they would remove the 76 paragraphs that talks about the caste discrimination. We have lobbied. We had an anger fast strike there, and how much we lobbied. We have also lobbied with the blacks and with the groups in the South Africa, the Palestinian people, the Dalits, and the South Africa had all joined, including the people from US who face racism. We were all together, but our government seen to that they will, a small countries wanted to support. They went and told them, hey, you support this issue, you raise this issue. Switzerland wanted to support. Ghana wants to support. Some smaller countries in Africa wanted to support. Our government seen to that, Our government seen to that we won't come into that picture at all. What did they say? In our constitution, caste and race separately mentioned by the same name these people use, Dr. Ambedkar. In the opening statement, caste discrimination is separate. There shall be no discrimination on caste, race. So caste and race is not same, it is different. They argued in such a manner that, that for the Durban conference, 100 parliamentarians came to see to that. That was headed by that Omar Abdullah. He was a young man, and Muslim man. He is heading the team delegation. Even when we talked, he didn't know what was the issue. Anyway, he understands caste because he is part of India, so he understands caste. But he said, no, we have enough of law in our country. We have enough protection. We have given discrimination rights for the Dalits. That time, Dalit, the president itself is there. And, all kinds of things. We have in our country, like the speaker. The speaker is Meera Kumar. They went on, blackmailing us, saying that you have enough of leadership. We have enough of protection under the law, under the constitution. The Dalits, don't need to come over here to lobby. Our intention is not to shame our government. Our intention is to give a moral and an international pressure to see that caste discrimination is a human right violation. Existing for 3,000 to 4,000 years. It is the longest hierarchy in the world. In my papers I've written. Caste system is the longest social hierarchy in the world. The world is seen. Therefore, the atrocities to keep one group of people under their feet, the marginalizing them, in order to marginalize them, you have to use violence. Violence is a tool to silence the Dalits. Violence is a tool to deny socio-economic political rights for the people. It's not just atrocities. If a boy is strong, he will always hit one, not a strong boy, weak boy. He will not fight with the strongest man, right? I'm talking to you. When even a group is stronger, they will attack. The student group is very stronger. They will attack, the weaker, student group. If you are playing hockey, like the dominant, group, stronger group will fight. They will win. So, that is so normalized in the life. But here, when it comes to Dalit, we have been always put down. Even if you are educated, they will find out who is this educated woman, who is speaking good English, who is articulating in UN. When they find out, Dalit women, they will come and tell you, okay, we have very big issue. Why are you bringing the caste issue? for even Dalit, even for progressive social movement in this country, Dalit atrocities is a very small thing. They think like, there is one fire accident. They think it's one flood, light flood after the rain. They never think it's a very serious issue. Why we went to the international forums? To the international forums, recognize this issue is the largest human right violation and find a solution to stop it. We have used, apartheid in South Africa, the racial apartheid that has been practiced not many years, it's only 200 years. Ours is not 3,000 years. And the world see to that. They put an end to racial, discrimination in the world. So, the UN also think after the racial apartheid has stopped, and they put an end to that, okay, there is no racial discrimination or a form of racial discrimination in the world. I think that is also another understanding and perspective. Okay, racial discrimination we have ended. Therefore, why are you bringing this caste issue under racial? In fact, we also told many times for arguments, okay, we are not talking about race or caste. We are talking about discrimination. Because discriminate attract attention in the UN platform. Discrimination against women, discrimination against discrimination on indigenous people, discrimination on land. So discrimination is a very important, concept to be discussed, because you will believe that everybody is equal citizen in the world. If in order to practice equality, there shall be no discrimination, even under the UDHR. So we said, if we even forget caste and race, we are not, interested in nomenclature also. We are interested in abolishing discrimination against 200 people. So India was blocking, but we said, India is not the only country which is practicing caste discrimination. Nepal. In Nepal, the caste is discriminated within the law itself, in the law, propagated by the monarchy. And Hindu nation it is. Hindu nation, yes, but in a sovereign nature, socialistic, republic, democratic in our country, caste is abolished. Caste is not abolished, sorry. Untouchability is abolished. Caste is still there. Untouchability is abolished by law. But untouchability practice, when they made the law in 1950, if you see the atrocities acts, that is only 17 different aspects to that. Now you take, people have, an organization called Sakshi or Recorder. They are saying it runs in hundreds. Another one said 41, another say 100. So today you find new forms of violence. You have now untouchability practice in urban areas, urban centers. Urban centers, they are asking you what caste you are in order to rent your house. And you have caste discrimination within bureaucracy, within legislatures, within parliament. What is it in India? Seats are allocated by caste-wise. So caste is really the morality of life in India. If you take caste, you unpack caste, the whole building will collapse. That is the situation. We have in India, if you explain caste, like one earthen pot, put over the other. The Brahmins at the top and Shudras at the bottom, and the Dalits are bottom of the bottoms. This is what Ambedkar as described us, earthen pots, kept one after the other. And in every pot, you have women at the lowest. In every bottom. In every caste, the women are at the bottom. If you come to Dalits have not only problems related to gender, being woman, like any other people, we have faced, class oppression. Class oppression because you are a bonded labor. You are a manual scavenger. You are a forced labor. You are this, you are that. You are not educated, so you will only get, little money. Where is the question of you are not educated? Of course, like through law, there are a lot of people who had used reservation rights to come up in life, in education. But if this law itself used very, very stringently to reduce the caste oppression, that has been perpetuated in the form of violence, must end. I think just giving some economic benefit alone doesn't make you a citizen. You have to walk with your head high, with self-dignity. Even if you are a Dalit, that is okay. We are looking for a casteless society where everybody, can enjoy equality, can enjoy, non-discrimination, that we enjoy fraternity with other human beings. Here, there is no intercaste marriages, interdining is not there. Of course, there is certain improvement. I will not say totally it is there. I think India is shining India. Even if some development has not taken place, it's a shame. But I feel if Dalits, 200 million Dalits, come up in life, development really occurs. Social dignity, they are free from social indignities. I feel India would be great with another 200 million people. Of course, legislation give you political rights, but you're political slaves of every party. Very few leaders were able to articulate. Like those leaders are also, part of other big organization. Even if they have their own party, they are not able to come up. So I think today, what we are really looking for, that the Dalit communities, free from caste discrimination on the whole, caste indignities, disparities, that we will be able to move. We don't want to dominate anybody. We don't want to alienate someone. We want justice for not only for us. They do justice towards us. We claim justice for us. It means justice for everyone. I don't think Dalit's philosophy is to oppress others. We know what oppression means to us. We want to be free human beings. Therefore, India would be really free. India keep 200 million people under their thumb, not even to discuss about their issue. We are allowed to discuss about poverty. We are about to discuss about dowry deaths. We are about to discuss about child trafficking, prostitution. In the Sustainable Development 17 goals, you can talk about everything. But even there, the country is not talking about caste discrimination. It's a whole lot of stories how we have been invisibilized. Human right violation to end. Visibility for such people is necessary. Only you are visible, you can talk. You can articulate. Therefore, you can receive answers. If you are dumb and silent, how can we get justice? Who is silencing us? There's a big role for the nation state to silence our struggle. But we Dalits are saying we will not be silenced. We Dalit women are articulating, we find avenues. We find, every smaller, crack, getting into it and talking. Now, a whole lot of women's organizations, smaller groups are coming all over the country. The National Federation of Dalit Women was there. And Atmamas has come in I think in 2000, whatever year you put. Atma must come. And it is also motivating a lot of younger women to join. I feel there is a greater hope now